It is Friday, May 31st, 2019, 12:04 p.m. 16 degrees outside, feels like 16. Yeah, it's pretty, I don't know, it's pretty nice, I guess. Not too bad. This week's been kind of on and off in terms of whether it's been hot or cold. So the birthday vlog, I felt it while I was doing it, but I could, like, it definitely seemed like I was tense or upset about something, but I wasn't. It was just, being in a car with mom for as many hours as I was, it's exhausting, and then my birthday is exhausting since people, a whole bunch of communication and stuff, and it was just exhausting, and maybe I was a little bit irritated and annoyed, but overall, like, it was just tired and just kind of that low energy, kind of seeming moody, but just tired kind of thing. So I just wanted to clear that up because I thought about remaking it, but I was like, yeah, whatever. It's kind of, it is what it is. So, and that's actually funny because I'll talk about it in a second. But I saw Seinfeld yesterday, and he said that you know someone knows what they're talking about when they say the same thing twice in a sentence. So business is business. It is what it is. That was funny. But yeah, so I guess I'll talk about that now. Seinfeld yesterday was honestly so good. So good. I went into it knowing that it was me and Matt that went. I don't remember who the opener was, but I gotta find out. It's an older gentleman, but he was also really funny. So I went into it knowing that it was gonna be funny, but I was wondering, what does Jerry talk about? Because I know that what does he talk about? Because the comedians that I watch, they tell, I don't know, I didn't know his style of comedy. I knew it was probably gonna laugh, but I didn't know how much. But I was like, he's a comedian, he sells out, so I mean, he's got to be good. And literally, it was so, he talked about just random stuff. At one point, he was talking about buffets and how it's funny that this in a culture where people already have portion control issues, we have a buffet, and he was talking about that. He talked about stalls and how it's ridiculous, how there's a you can see people's feet, and how they should just make it so that you might as well make it short enough where I can just stick my head out, and because people can see my shoes, so they know it's me. So I might as well stick my head out. And oh yeah, I had a PowerPoint on my own, if you know what I mean. It was so funny, honestly. I have never laughed that hard and for that long. My cheeks, at the end, I wish I remembered it, and I don't know how, because it was so funny. But the end, the end of this of his show, the last bit, it was so funny that I was this hurt. I was smiling so hard that my cheeks up here hurt. And it was a laugh where I wasn't even making sound, and it was my eyes were closed, and I was laughing so hard. It was so funny, and it was such a good night. Honestly, I've never laughed that hard and for that long. It was so good. I'm so glad I went. The seats were kind of bad though, because we were kind of on the far end of the arena, so we were kind of sitting and looking at the stage like this. And if I wanted to see the video screen, I had to go like this. So it was, my neck kind of hurt throughout the show. So the seats weren't the greatest, but overall the show was so good. I can't stress enough how good it was. I was so good. I was so happy, laughing so hard. It's still this is a genuine smile. It was so funny, so good, so good. I would definitely see him again. He was so funny, and he was yeah. Just there's one bit that he did where it was how no one wants to be anywhere. He was he's when you're at work, you want to go home. When you're home, no, I can't stay here. I need to get out of here. I need to go do something. And when you're out, you're oh, well, I mean, it's getting late. I got to get up in the morning, so I got to go home. And so no one wants to be anywhere. And yeah, there was a lot of good, funny bits. There was one where he was talking about how, I don't remember what the setup was, but he's talking about, he's walking in the street and someone says, "Hey, Jerry, you got to check this out." He's like, "No, I don't think I do. Yeah, and I'll see it on the way back, and if I don't see it, well, then I'm going to guess it's something I've already kind of seen before." I don't know. It was so funny. He was so good. I can't stress enough how good it was. Overall, such a good night. So happy I went. It was so fantastic. Yeah. I've only been to one other comedy show, and that was Bill Burr last year. This was, I mean, I love Bill Burr, but this was way better. Literally, I was laughing for 99% of the show. It was that funny. It was so good. I've got Sandler next week. And I don't know. I don't think anyone will ever top Jerry. That was so good. Yeah. So perfect. But yeah. So next week, like I said, I've got Sandler, which it'll be cool. It's a little farther drive, but it'll be better seats. We're kind of still far back in the arena or at the whatever, but we'll be looking straight on, which will be nice. But yeah. So that'll be cool. Looking forward to that. Oh, Sleeper. announced. I didn't know this. Like they announced it on like the 24th or something like that. That their new album is coming out July 12th, I believe, and they announced a new tour. And they have 2 shows near me. I'm going to the one that is not the annoying way. And this was something that I was like, oh my god, like Oh Sleeper is one of those I need to see this band, and I'm pretty sure this will be like their last album. So I need to see this band, and asked Matt if he wanted to go. He did. No one else wanted to go. $17 tickets, which is I think the lowest I've ever paid for tickets before. So that's awesome. They've got 3 openers: Famous Last Words, which I'm listening to their albums now, really good bands. Exist, I think, is a band, and then Convictions or something like that is another band. Haven't heard of those 2, but yeah, I'm gonna check them all out before that happens in August. August is gonna be such a busy month. I got Oh Sleeper, I've got Slipknot, I've got SummerSlam weekend, which I'm going to, and I've got Demons and Wizards at the end of the month. So let's see. So 1 show, and then I got Slipknot, SummerSlam, Raw, SmackDown, Demons and Wizards. I feel like there's something else. I think I also have to pick up Dad because he's going to Poland in July, coming back in August, so I have to drive that way 7 times. Well, I guess not that way because, what's it called? Oh Sleeper isn't in that direction, but still 7. That's awesome. August is gonna be awesome. But yeah, so that was cool. Really, really excited about that. Honestly, it's such a year for nostalgia, and I'm so glad. Like, if Bring Me the Horizon didn't cancel their show, I would have seen pretty much every band that I wanted to see, besides a couple. So that sucks, but yeah. It's such a nostalgia trip, though, because I've been playing a little bit more Diablo 2 lately. I've got Static X and Dope show next month in July, which is, one of the first bands I listen to. Then I've got, like I said, Slipknot and Classic WoW's coming out. Like, it's just such a nostalgia trip. So, yeah. Overall, good mood and just really cool with that. This week, on Thursday, yesterday, we got our final project for Server 16. This has to do a lot with like Active Directory and GPOs and stuff like that. Finished pretty much all of it yesterday, and then finished the rest of it today. All I have to do, I could have handed it in today, but I decided I'm going to not do that. I'm going to come in on Monday. We're going to write our quiz. I'm going to go over everything, make sure everything's still working, everything's good, and then I'm going to hand it in, and then I'm going to have the rest of the week off, which will be awesome. Because the only thing going on next week, like I said, Sandler on Friday, and that's it. So that'll be cool. Yeah, it really wasn't that hard. It's probably the easiest project we've had so far. It was actually kind of fun. There was one part where I was like, make a GPO for OU called Kiosk and make it so that the only thing they can do is open Internet Explorer. So I pretty much did all of it. It was fun going through all those GPOs and kind of making sure everything was working correctly. The only thing I can't really do, and I had a hard time figuring out, and I don't know, this is one of the things that I might try to figure out, is you can't open any folder except for documents. Like when I go to libraries and I go to documents, it's still opening. I don't know why. Like all the solutions I've tried, blocking different strings, like specific GPOs, like nothing's working. So I'm not really sure why that's happening, but whatever. So there's that, and there was also they can create. One of the things they can do that I didn't really know how to figure it out was they can, if they wanted to, they could still create like folders and text documents and stuff on my desktop. So I might figure that out. But yeah, overall, like it wasn't that hard of a project, so that was cool. Yeah, I left at around 10:30 today, and yeah, pretty much done. I am done. I literally am done. If I want to do a couple more things, I can. But like I said, check it over Monday and then hand it in after we do our quiz. This weekend, I'm probably going to try and install, so basically Server 16, I think I mentioned it wasn't really working. It was kind of freezing and not working correctly. So Matt had this like operating, like ESIX or something operating system he wants me to try installing. So I'm going to do that. And then hopefully that all works and I can get everything running as I wanted it to. So I have that to do this weekend. But yeah, caught up with Fear the Walking Dead. Oh my god, so bad. Season 3 was one of the, like, it was so good. It was actually a really good season. It got better and better as time went on, and at the end of it, I was like, oh wow, this is going to set up a really good season 4. Season 4 completely shit on the show, changed the entire dynamic of the show. It does not resemble even anything close to what it used to be. They brought in Morgan from The Walking Dead, and they killed off everyone except for Alicia, Strand, and Luciana, from the original cast, I believe. I think that's everyone that they kept. And yeah, and there's a whole new group of people. It focuses primarily on Morgan, who is just annoying. And it was just so bad. It was so poorly written. Like there's one part where Strand and this new guy, Dory, I forget his first name, but he's kind of a cool character. But they're stranded on an island, and they build like this makeshift raft and they paddle across it. But then like this car horn that they use to distract all the zombies stops working. So and that makes it so that because there's like this giant alligator in the water, and the zombies are getting eaten, and that's distracting the alligator so they can cross. But they get about halfway through, the air horn dies, and the zombies piss off. Literally, it was so weird too. The air horn stops, and the zombie literally just looks and turns around and walks away. I'm like, okay. And so they have to swim back to shore, and then literally like a couple episodes later, Alicia drives through the water thing that they're towards the island that they're on the Al's little car, army truck, whatever it is. And it's literally like I think the water was only like a couple feet high or deep. They were stuck on an island, but they could have literally walked to the other side of it. Didn't need a boat at all. And at one point, like Al has a shotgun at this very horrible written villain who's just trying to poison and kill everyone. And she has a shotgun and she wants to kill her. And literally, this chick just takes a crowbar, or like a wooden plank or something like that, and just smacks Al. And Al has a shock, like, shoot her, please. Like, it was so irritating. It was so bad. Season 4 was so bad. One of, if not the worst season of television I've ever watched. Took out, and I was on Reddit looking at post-episode discussions, and pretty much everyone agrees, like, it was terrible. So, season 5 starts on Sunday. I'm gonna watch it because, it's Walking Dead. It's okay, I guess. Like, there's still, like, if you look at it just in if season 4, if you're only like season 4, it was not that great of a season, but like it's watchable. But like in the scope of things, like when you compare it like with the rest of the seasons, it's so bad. So I'm gonna keep watching it because I've already watched 4 seasons, and it's part of The Walking Dead. So, but yeah, it's not good. I started watching Iron Man yesterday. I have to finish it today. I'm gonna try to slowly get into the Marvel universe, see if I like it or not. Overall, the first movie is actually pretty good. I don't remember watching it for the first time. I know I've watched it, but I don't remember it at all. So it's actually good. So that's cool. And then I'm gonna what I'm thinking is I might start watching some sort of anime or something like that, because I want to watch an anime, and I might watch the one that Alex and Marcus have been watching, My Hero Academia or something like that. So yeah, so there's that. And other than that, yeah, as of tomorrow, June 1st, I have 189 days left of school. Six months in a bit, so we're getting there, slow but sure. But yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna chill out and get my hair cut today at 2, a couple of hours here, and then yeah, I think that's it. So gonna go for now, and I'll talk to you eventually. I don't know. I'll talk to you eventually. See ya.